all that lifts off. Yes, indeed. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's about that energy time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marquis Saint, and every morning I get up and I am alive. I am blessed, even if everybody else is sleeping through their existence. I had an epiphany, and this morning I want to go deeper into it because it was a human emotion called regret. And when I talk about mental health and stability and mental health, your physical health and your financial health, one of the toughest things that we do is we regret. And by regretting, I suddenly set myself down a road of negative thoughts, and it could have been the acid, it could have been, just reflections on life or midlife crisis. I turned 41 and said how different my life would have been if I had made different decisions. And then I called a few friends because it always helps me to be healthy, mentally healthy with my friends and say, hey, is this happening? Is that happening? I bounce it off of them, and I got a lot of healthy, awesome responses from my family and my friends, and it turned out that I was human in the end, and that we're all extremely human, and that we all wish that we were perfect players, just like in football or boxing, and always knocking out the opponents, never losing, and that's not what life is like. Life has a lot of losses. No matter how hard you try, life has a way of tending to take us down roads we never even imagined. And even after I waited for 3 airplanes to fly over, here's another two right down the middle of my show. It's just a busy morning. I see it. Yeah, just like that loud ass liftoff. So I'm probably just gonna go inside because this shit annoys me. But the thought came off to me very, very simply, right? We I talk a lot about timing in our lives, and when's a good time to talk to somebody, and when your mood is high, and when they're not busy, and when you're in a right mind space to have conversations with people and have conversations with yourself. And yesterday or last night I had a really deep conversation with myself, and I appreciate these deeper conversations with myself because it's so important to know where I'm at mentally. I think a lot of stimulus gets thrown at us, it gets piled on top. I'm looking for my little situation. And then we don't even get to process the smaller stuff, right? All the little minutia gets in front of us, and we don't get to process the hardcore stuff. And that's something that I've been doing lately, especially with psychedelics, is to process the hardcore stuff. I want to be able to get deeper inside myself and reach for things that I didn't know necessarily were there. But there's always that woulda, shoulda, coulda attitude. And I kind of realized that the only way for me to combat regret and to not feel those feelings, or to undo that feeling that was giving me that anxiety of, oh shit, I fucked up my life, midlife crisis, I should have married that girl, I should have had a child by that age, I should have already made $1 million, woulda, shoulda, coulda. And I'm sure that I'm not the only human being on this planet that has felt that way, where we were like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that, or oh my god, I can't believe this is my life, or oh my god, this is my life, and oh shit, I wasn't really paying attention at the wheel. Now that I wake up, I hit a wall, and most people don't know that they hit a wall, right? They're going to hit a wall, and my friend was talking about, especially women, because they mature. There it is, right there. They mature faster than us as men, right? Women tend to, it's all in the dark. Women tend to not only grow before us in hormonal levels, and what's that thing called? I haven't done that in a long time. What do you do that when you're in adolescence? And you go through puberty. They go through puberty faster, but they also age faster. Not that they're older or whatever, but the gestation period of having kids, and then you spend your 20s, like most of us, having the time of our lives because we have all the time in front of us, but we didn't do any calculations of what our lives would be like when that time runs out. So there's the wall that you go full speed because you spend your time going like, I got time, until you realize you don't have time. And that's when the regret started to set in, and I was just like, whoa, this is a hell of a thought. And I can think of single women that do that. We were talking lately about one of these actresses, the big girl, the comedian, and she froze some of her eggs just so she can have a chance to have a future. And that's what I'm trying to do, is create people some chance to have a future by creating some sense of urgency on a Monday motivation, that I don't fuck around, IDFA all day, IDFA all day. I'm gonna hit action now. Right? I keep saying action now, but nobody wants to know about it. But the action now literally keeps at bay all this regret, all this I didn't do or I should have done or any of that other stuff. I put in action now, so I'm not sitting there sucking my thumb in the future once I hit that wall. Hit that wall. No, of course I wish I had done different lives. I tell people all the time, I wish I had 4 different lives, 4 different wives, 4 different dicks, 4 different stomachs, and I would live 4 different places around the world, have 4 different wives, have 4, eat 4 different meals, and have sex with 4 different women. And that's gluttony. That's me just loving life so much that I want all of it. And like I said, I would go to sleep and get the nap that I want, but send in the guy, you know what I'm saying? I would send them in, and then they would have to do the work. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where I was like, you go schmooze with people while this body stays in bed and sleeps. But that's not the case. You're only one body, one soul, one energy. And to maximize that energy, especially on a Monday motivation, to get the most out of yourself instead of taking away from yourself, taking away from the things that woulda, shoulda, coulda happened. It happened the way it was supposed to and not any other way. And let me finish that thought. Morpheus, when they were lighting down, they're like, is that supposed to happen? And Neo's like, and Morpheus goes like, it doesn't happen any other way, so it's supposed to go down that way. So for all of us that wish we could hit the reset button like a Nintendo game, or change our outcomes and our lives, the only thing we can change is our now. Right? In our mindset now, there's so much of us that could go for days, and it was almost a depressive thoughts of all the things. I don't know if it was a switch in my brain that just opened up a trap door to let in all the Pandora's box of negative emotions and negative thoughts that we all have, and it ruined my mood. And to try to ruin my life, if all these thoughts that we allow, like, I was telling about the Catholic religion and how we would whip ourselves and whip our brain. And I was thinking about making a cat and nine tails hitting a brain type logo, just like that. And then it was like, that's us whipping ourselves with these negative thoughts. That's us hitting ourselves with regret and the things that didn't work, and always concentrating on things that didn't work instead of the things that does work in our lives, instead of the things that we do appreciate. And that's why I was telling my friend, it was almost like I didn't appreciate this body, this life, this car. I wanted to hop into the car that just pulled up next to me. That's jealousy, that's envy, that's that, oh, I wish I was in that car. So to get in that car, I have to abandon all the appreciation and gratitude I had for this car and completely abandon this ship to hop in a whole nother ship that would have a whole nother set of issues. It would have a whole nother set, like you'd like to jump in someone else's lives, but they have a whole nother set of issues that we don't even see. We just see shiny cars, and we don't see people with depression. We don't see people with regret. We don't see people that have all the same human emotions as we do. And yet we want to be jealous, and we want to have envy and try to switch places with someone in their lives. Well, you'd have to write it out through all their life experience, and you'd have to write it out through all my life experience, and I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. So as I learned my lesson, I paid, what did he call it last night? I was watching some show where he was calling them expensive lessons. Our expensive lessons are out there and paid in full. They're paid with our time, our souls, and our tears. And for all of us that have seen that and paid those dues, we know that we don't want to pay too many dues in our lives, right? Like, you're going to get the experience points, but you don't want to keep paying. So if you guys don't want to keep paying, start paying attention, start giving yourself the effort, start giving yourself the spark now, action now, so you don't have that feeling later on some woulda, shoulda, coulda, I wish I had, I wish I woulda, done multiple XYZ of things, and instead start doing multiple XYZ and things, even if it's incremental. Like I told my friend when he was making phone calls, maybe just do 3 calls a day, 5 calls a day, 10 calls a day. That way you get your whole system full, just like I do with Saints Addiction. When I wake up this morning, I already had 3 banner orders, banner in an hour, already had 24 shirt orders, shirt in an hour. Your boy Saints on the case. So it's like every morning I get someone else to trust me, believe in a Saint, and give me business, and I'm extremely grateful for that. And for that, I went all in for, and I got what I asked for. So I'm gonna stop being greedy, since I'm eating. All I wanted to do was eat in the first place, and that's what we're doing on this morning marijuana motivation, on my heart from the start. Your boy Marquis Saint, peace and love, and as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever, and I will see you on the other side. Peace, ciao, love.